Not my circus, not my monkeys. Doug Patterson here. Thanks for joining me on my Wednesday walk. I want to talk about that phrase for just a little bit. I think about it quite often because it reminds me that my life is infinitely better if I can always remember that there are things that I can't control and things that I can. Now, this has been deeply embedded into my psyche, if you will, through my reading of the Stoic philosophers, the ancients. And one of my most favorite philosophers of that time was a man by the name of Epictetus. Now, there's a book today, which is one of my favorite books, which is called The Art of Living, and I have it right here. It's an easy book to read. It's it's extremely understandable, written in everyday English, at least it's been translated into English. And you can read like one little chapter. See how short they are? It's almost like a daily devotional kind of thing, if you will. And I always put in there, I write in the top, I write the date and the time that I'm reading it. And it causes me to reflect. And this is the point. The point is that so much of our time, so many of our efforts are wasted because we think about, we worry about, we fret about things that we just can't control. Now, think about all the grudges in your life. Think about all of the regrets in your life. Think about all the fears in your life. What about the grudges that you carry? Well, so-and-so did this to me 2 weeks ago. So-and-so did this to me 10 years ago. So-and-so hurt my feelings 25 years ago, and I just can't let it go. Well, yes, you can, because you can't control what that person thinks, what that person does, what that person feels, and they don't know anything about you, really. So, what does it matter? Your grudges are holding you back because you can't control them. What you can control, you see, is the way that you deal with it. What about our regrets? Well, I have a lot of regrets in my life. I regret the fact that, my son, my daughter, one of my students, whoever it might be, they're out there, they're not fulfilling the great aspirations of their life. In fact, they're doing a lot of harmful things and so forth. And I'm just regretting that I didn't do a better job as a parent, as a teacher, whatever it might be. I regret the fact that I didn't do a better job. Well, here's the thing. Maybe you didn't do a very good job. That's always a very real possibility. But the fact of the matter is, you can't change that now. You cannot change it. And you're just wasting your time thinking about it all the time. And the other side of that is that person, it might be your spouse, might be a significant other, again, might be one of your children. They're out there, they're on their own, baby, see? And you can't control what they're doing. Now, that doesn't mean you don't love them, you don't care about them, but what you can do is you can let them know perhaps that you're thinking about them. But you can't waste your energy thinking about all the things that you could have done better. Let it go. What about fears? What are you afraid of? It's interesting, all the studies show that of all the things that people fear, all the great phobias of life, number one is speaking in public. Isn't that interesting? And number two is death. Now, what that means is people would rather die than get up in front of somebody or a group of people and speak. I find that fascinating. It's not my fear. But let's talk about death, for example. All of us, at some point in our life, maybe you today, are fearful of death. Well, here's the thing. We're going to die. I'm going to die. You're going to die. It's a fact of life. That's the way it's going to be. You can't control it. You can't change it. You can't do anything about it. So you just got to let that fear go. What you can do is take advantage of this day, of the time you have today, to do something beneficial for the world, for other people, for yourself. Love the time in which you live. So the whole point that I'm saying today is this, is that most of the things that we think about are huge, but they're things that we can't control, we can't do anything about. But there's a small little piece of our lives where we can do something about it. We can apply ourselves. We can make ourselves better. We can develop our skills. We can live our ambitions. We can do all kinds of things without all the baggage of the things we can't control ruining our lives. So, here it is. The thought for the day, something to think about. Not my circus, not my monkeys. Every time I think about something that I can't control, I think to myself, not my circus, not my monkeys. Hey, I hope you found this helpful. It's something to think about, and I hope that you, as you go about your day today, be kind to others and be kind to yourself. Thanks for stopping by. See ya.